Good afternoon, students. I guess everybody is fine. Once again, we are back to class and we want to see what we got with regards to literacy. And today's subject is literacy, and the topic is subject verb agreement. We want to look at how the subject agrees in terms of the verb. So that when you are dealing with a singular subject, then you'll be talking about a singular verb. Vice versa, when you're referring to plural verbs, then we're looking at plural verbs. One may ask, what is it? What is the subject verb agreement? Why are we saying the subject must agree with the verb? The subject of a sentence determines the verb form to be used in terms of plural or singular. In other words, be it singular or plural, the subject must agree with the verb. Hence, the subject of a sentence determines the verb form it should take. Now, let's look at the next one. It says, number refers to the form of a word that shows whether it is singular or plural. Number refers to the form of a word that shows whether it is singular or plural. Number 3, a singular subject shows one and needs a singular verb. A singular subject shows one singular thing and needs a singular verb to agree with. Plural subject shows more than one verb or object and requires plural verbs. Hence, subject must agree with the verb. Most regular verbs just add an s or es to form the plural. Most regular verbs add an s or es to form their plural. Let's look at some examples here. Let's look at singular subject. The athlete exercises. So you realize that the athlete, being the subject here, agrees with the verb exercises. He always boasts of his success. He always boasts of his success. He and then his. Boasts. So the farmer reaps good harvest. The farmer, singular, reaps, singular verb, good harvest. The court tries cases. The court tries cases. The bus reaches here 10 a.m. Let's look at the plural subject here. The athletes exercise. Over here, we did not say the athletes exercises, no. But it becomes the athletes, plural, exercise. They always boast of their success. They always boast. The farmers reap good harvest. The farmers, plural, reap. If it becomes singular, the farmer, then it becomes reaps. But the moment it is farmers, we only use reap as the verb so that it agrees. The courts try cases. The courts try cases. If it had been a court, it becomes tries. But the moment we're using the courts, plural, the verb becomes try. So over here, realize that the subject and the verb agrees. The buses reach here 10 a.m. The buses reach here 10 a.m. Whether functioning as main verbs or auxiliary verbs, be, have, and do change in form to show agreement. So we are still reminding you of how the subject must agree with the verb. In grammar, we term it as concord. So we say that whether functioning as main verbs or auxiliary verbs, be, have, and do change in form to show agreement. Now let's look at what goes on here. The singular verbs. I am happy. I am happy. The dog has food. I do my homework well. I do my homework well. So we are looking at singular verbs here. So we have am, has, and do. When we get to the plural forms, we have we are happy. We are happy. The dogs have food. The dogs have food. He does his homework well. He does his homework well. So this is how the plural verbs appears. When be, have, and do are used as helping verbs, in other words, auxiliary verbs, they show the number of a verb phrase. When they are used as helping verbs, they show the number of a verb phrase. Now let's take a look at this. So we said, note, there are some main verbs that do not change forms. Whether plural or singular, you still see them or find them maintaining their form, meaning they don't change their form. For example, singular verbs. He has seen the movie. He has seen the movie. She is going to work. She is going to work. Does she stay home? So you realize that we are looking at the singular verbs here. Let's look at the plural aspect as well. They have seen the movie. They have seen the movie. They are going to work. They are going to work. And then, do they stay here? Do they stay here? Do they stay here? Right, so students, now let's see what we have done. Based on whatever discussions we have had, looking at the subject-verb agreement, I believe that you've gotten the concept here. How to determine a subject in a sentence, and then how to determine the verb it corresponds with, hence the subject-verb agreement. In other words, whenever we are looking at a singular subject, then it becomes necessary for you to be looking at a singular verb so that they must agree. So here you are with examples, in other words, a trial work. When you go, as you are in a home, I believe you should be able to find time to look at this before we meet next week. Number one, so you into bracket is my best friend. So you are supposed to select based on the wisdom you have captured on what we discussed. I would want you to import or employ that wisdom here to guide you to the appropriate selection of verb from the brackets. I am only one voice among billions. We attend class regularly. These chocolates are sweets. Ronaldo have a great skill. The girls team have won all its games. Over here, we are referring to a lot of, the girls team, a lot of them. You are nervous, of course, but you will do well. But you will do well. You are nervous, of course, but you will do well. So these are particular examples that I would want to try your hands on as you home. So till we meet again, stay safe and be good. Don't stop learning. Keep up with the good work. Always ensure that you have your textbooks beside you to guide you and to help you keep in shape. So bye-bye.